Hello and welcome to another edition of Interview with DJ Nocturna. If you are listening on my podcast or watching on my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, and share. All right. Well, to this morning, it is morning here for me. I've got two very special people and guests. I'm speaking to Mickey Weems, who is a project coordinator for the City of DJinn project, and I got one of the musicians who was also a big part of this from all the way from Chicago. I got Marwan Kamel.
Yep.
Thank you
Hey,
both
how's
for
it going?
joining me on the show. And God, Marwan, you're all the way in Chicago, so it's about what almost past 2 o'clock over there.
Yeah, it's like 2:18 right now.
And
So
for me,
yeah.
I'm always drinking coffee in the morning when I do an interview, and I like to show my coffee cup if you can. Like this. This is a. It
I
says
can't
well,
see it anyway, but
yeah, I know. It says live aloha, no be one fucker. This is my friend of mine who made this. No,
There's no B1 fucker?
no be no be one fucker. Yeah, it's she's an artist. Her name is Rochelle. Yeah, she's one
No
of the
B1 fucker, bro.
she's one of the Shakti girls, the belly dancers, and she's also an artist. She's an amazing painter. So she made this. God, I wish I could show it to you, but because of my background, it blurs everything here. But except the front part. Anyway, yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me, both of you. So this project, it's a lot of work that went into this, and I'm really happy to be a part of it as well. And I know we did the initial interview when we were still putting it. You guys were still working with the artists and making the music, and it was still in that beginning stage. And it was a podcast actually. It was not a. I didn't have my YouTube channel at that time. Wish I did.
yeah.
Then we could have more. But I mean, I like it better when you could see the people you're interviewing. But Mickey, tell us a little bit about how this came about. This I know you put this all together, and you invited Marwan and Micah.
Mhm. I felt like part of my kuleana, part of my responsibility has been to create interfaith dialogue, particularly between Muslims and everybody else.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, like one of my friends said, walking or driving or eating at a restaurant while Muslim can be dangerous. and I wanted to have stuff out there to get people to understand we are not that way. I myself a Muslim. I wanted to get it out there to people that we do not judge us by the worst of us, because there are a lot of us that are just a hell of a lot better people than I am. Okay, and I consider myself to be a good person. So in keeping with that mission, the very first Seed Ideas grant, which is what this was, is from UH campus. The very first Seed Ideas grant I had was a dialogue primarily of women Muslims of color, to talk about issues, to come forth, right? And it worked. And I've met some people that I are still friends. And it also involved music, because Rabia was one of the people, and the other one was Patty Kane, and Patty Kane is a DJ out of New Jersey. So
Wow.
that was the first one. So I thought, okay, got my feet wet. Let's try again. So I said, okay, let's do something. Bring some musicians here to jam. I thought, who is a Muslim musician I could find? I thought, okay, I heard about the City of DJinn, who does some drone rock. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, it's interesting because like in the beginning, also the way that it just like had to change over time, just because like, the thing is like we have to bend to reality. It doesn't bend to us, right? So like we originally envisioned it as like going there to do like a performance thing, and then we'll have a panel discussion, the way that things were done in the before times. But then all of a sudden, like, in the middle, it was like right when we were about to do it, right? Then like Corona hit.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's why you guys couldn't fly here. You were
Yeah.
about to come here, right?
Yeah. It
You
was
and Mike.
like I think right when the lockdown started in Chicago, at least, like we were like, I think we were like the next week we were about to take a flight over there. So
Oh.
Yeah, Rona stopped all that.
yeah. So it turned into something else. Like I guess we just decided afterwards, like, how is this gonna continue on, right? So
And then how did Mickey, how did you get all the other musicians involved in this and all the
That wasn't me.
so it was Marwan.
Most of it, yeah. Um, except for like some of the like poets and stuff.
Yeah.
I got Yasmin involved. It's just basically a bunch of people who I wanted to work with on a project. But also that didn't seem, because sometimes people, you know, they get like into these kind of like they're stuck in their ways of like how they do stuff, and they don't like, they're not flexible and like trying to be creative about how they're gonna
Oh yeah.
make
Yeah.
new stuff. So it was people that also I thought were like more flexible, you know.
And so you and Micah work. You know, you guys are so the City of Jinn. That's you and Micah.
It's just Micah, yeah, it's just Mike and I. That's it. It's
Oh,
yeah, the two-man human mutant. I don't know what to call it. It's like it's like we're
mutant.
yeah, I don't know what to call it. Like parasitic twins. I don't know. That's kind of what we're like. Yeah, it's just both of us are playing two part. He's one arm and I'm the other arm.
Cross-eyed fools.
Yeah, there you go.
and so for this project, did you guys the music for this particular project? Did you have? Is there a certain theme in your genre that you wanted to focus on?
I think that I was just kind of trying to, because at that time I was like pretty intensely studying like a lot of the classical Mushahat style, like the Arabic style from Aleppo. I mean, I'm still studying it. It's like something that's ongoing. It's, you know, I think, you know, some of the Aleppo genre also just became like the style of music that is focused on there became like a UNESCO thing this past year.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff there, and it takes a long time to learn it. So I was kind of like, I was already studying that. So I kind of wanted to do something that was touching upon that stuff, but then also I wanted to speak to like, how do you bring that stuff towards, obviously like when that stuff was created, it's like a time period and conditions that were completely different, right? So like, how do we bring the same style, like in terms of like soul, into like the modern era? How do we create, you know, the sense of like intoxication from music or something, right? I was also drawing a lot upon like the Sufi listening stuff, which is like a higher type of listening, right? You're trying to transcend your reality through it, right? And I wanted to incorporate both of those ideas.
So what you play? What instruments do you play? I know you have an instrument here that you said is your true love.
Yeah, I got my bouzouki, which is like, yeah, it's a long neck. I can grab it if you really want to see
Yeah,
it, but
out, man. Bust it out.
Yeah, get it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's do that.
Hold
That's
on.
interesting. Let's see
Hold
your
on.
true love.
By the way, while he's doing that, let me give a big shout out to Cyrus Ali Zargar, who was Cyrus was my, I don't know what you put his earphones on. Cyrus Ali Zargar, it is basically my sheikh and my good friend who helped advise me on this. You know Cyrus?
I don't know him. I've read one of his books though. Yeah.
Okay, so just big shout out to Cyrus. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So there it is.
This is the not as pretty version. I don't know why I grabbed this one instead of the electric one. The electric one is more beautiful. It's got like, you know, mosaics on it and stuff. But anyway, it's one of those things where it's like I was chasing an instrument. I also play oud, which is like that's more common. It's the big, you know, ancestor of the guitar. But you know, kind of like what happened was I think I was like chasing a sound like my entire life, and I didn't know what it was. Like, if that makes sense. It's like, in some sense, they say that, like, you know, you don't choose the instrument chooses you.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, even I wanted to play something else, it's like I ended up playing that thing because it's just what I got, you know. It was calling me, right? So
Yeah. So are you the primary? Who's the primary songwriter?
we both are.
Oh.
Yeah,
And then
it kind of.
And you guys both sing, or one?
Yeah. No, we both are singing. We both do everything essentially. We kind of like trade off sometimes in like trying to carry the main part of it, but yeah.
You know, I
But
really like the part where you talked about your in the booklet. I'm reading the booklet here, which is really great to have this, Mickey. I'm gonna say again because it really does touch on a lot of people are interested in the city of Jinn. Is everything is a lot of things are in here, and I know you dedicate much of your energy to. I like this to resurrection, which I think is really it's like a rebirth, right? It's almost like right now we're having a new moon in just in an hour or so. We have a new moon coming up exactly an hour. Oh my God, it's 9:28. The new moon is gonna hit here at 10:28 in Hawaii. It's 9:28. Can you believe that? I'm talking about that. Wow. I believe in synchronicities. It's really crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as coincidence.
Oh yeah. Oh my
Finding them
God,
few
this
and
is
far
amazing,
between.
man.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say, Mickey? Sorry.
So coincidences are few and far between these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. I mean, you
So
never
yeah,
know. Yeah. Go. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
so what do you, I just wanted the rebirth thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned here that your energy is all about resurrection. Um. Let me see. What does it say here? Um. Much of his energy is dedicated to resurrection.
Yeah, I mean, every day is a kind of like it's like a new cycle, right? We're always going through these cycles, right? Where it's like everything is just,
Mm-hmm.
it's a wheel, one day up, the next day down.
Well,
Everything is
especially if we're going to
constantly,
talk about Aleppo,
yeah,
definitely talk
exactly.
about resurrection.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, everything's destroyed. And I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, it's you think about the phoenix or something, I know that that's like a kind of cheesy thing, but dig into the mythology or like,
Yeah. No.
You know
Yeah.
what that means to
I
me
mean,
right now?
I know, I know, right? Yeah.
Oh, it got full disclosure to everybody, just so you know, I have stage 4 cancer, and I measured the span of my life in months. So when he speaks of Phoenix, that's like, yeah.
Nah, Mickey,
I'm
you
hoping
got
that will be part of my destiny.
Mickey. You're gonna be around. You're gonna be here. You're a trooper, really. The other day I was driving down the road and I saw him on these little scooter thing, and then I go, "Is that Mickey?" I was kind of like, I was on the road and he's like, the little scooter thing with a little engine.
Stand-up scooter.
Yeah, and then I got stuck in traffic, so I took my phone, which I'm not supposed to, and I just texted him. I think I just passed you. Were you on a little scooter? I couldn't believe it
did,
in the
did
middle
he
of the
see it
day.
though? Did you see it?
I don't think I don't he didn't see me. His phone was somewhere else, so he couldn't get to the phone. But I
Oh,
mean,
I don't want to bust my ass.
somebody with stage 4 cancer doing that, it's just amazing. You have so much zest for life, Mickey.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the heart is just able to like overcome everything, right? It's like when our physical bodies are like failing, then our like it's our, spiritual body or whatever, or astral body. I don't even know what to call it with like what all these like meta names for it, but like the spirit, right? It like overcomes all that stuff. And
Ruh.
I think yeah, ruh, yeah, exactly. That's the thing that can overcome that stuff. You transcend your physicality, right? That's like kind of the idea with the music too. It's the same idea that we were like working on. So
And that's one reason why I was attracted to you guys,
yeah,
because I feel it. The Islam that I practice is definitely it's saturated in Sufi thought. And
yeah,
so music, I listen to it, and the first thing it does is it makes me stop. Makes me because I can't be doing something when listening. I just got to stop and get it, and then I get into the groove. When I get into the groove, then my mind starts shifting. Explain to me what you're doing when you're doing that.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know if I've got really into the idea that I just heard about this the other day, which is like the critical flicker fusion frequency. So it's like I'll come back, I'll explain how this
Okay.
connects to this, but like basically it's like every animal, because of their metabolism, has like a different perception of reality, right? So like a fly, when it's moving fast, everything seems like super slow. You're like that big lumbering giant in like Jack and with the, you know, the beanstalk where you're like, so like even you try to hit it, like to the fly, you're moving so slow, right? To the it's like, so it's not, escape's not hard. You try to kill a fly, right? Or like you know, to like an animal that's moving really slow, you're moving impossibly fast, right? Like to a sloth or something. I know that's like the most stereotypical thing. So I don't know. I mean, I think the one thing that happens is that like I think time is not limited to like our perception, right? It's like you can dilate and expand and contract time. It's like an accordion. Whoa, all right. So the thing just fell in the background. Whatever. It's cool.
Whoa. Wow, we got heavy spirits here.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, like you can I'll just continue on, whatever. Yeah, so like you can contract and expand it, right? So it's like with the music, we have this concept in that's called tarab, right? And tarab is like an intoxication due to music, right? And it's because of the manipulation of pulse and time, right? It's like as we're contracting it, by doing that, it's like you are transcending what's like holding you down. It's like, think about like when an athlete is hitting like a baseball or something. I don't know, this super lame and cliche metaphors, but like if a baseball's coming at you, they say like that it kind of goes in slow motion the last second before they hit it. That's kind of like how it is. It's like you're taken somewhere else, right? Like except for we're doing this on, let's say, because of your ears, it's like the door to your soul, right? So you're going on with your soul to a different aspect, right? It's like we're trying to manipulate that stuff. I don't know. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Because it does something.
Yeah.
At least, you know, and I know, you know, your mileage may vary.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it's just like, and so I was attracted to it, and the fact that you do it and you call it rock.
Yeah.
And I can hear that because of the electronic nature of a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it's a hybrid, and I would say it tends to lean more towards the Aleppo side than it does towards the Chicago side.
Yeah. I think that's probably true. I mean, it's because look, it's like we started out we were playing like punk and stuff like from years ago.
Yeah.
So like, it's like our background, right? It's like, so that stuff is always, it's always going to be like subconsciously or one way or another involved in it, right? It's like, it's just who you are, you know? So I think it's like, you know, it's informed by it in some sort of way, but it's not like not consciously part of it. In one way, we're just doing really bad versions of like the Aleppo style and stuff. I don't know.
Well, one of the things you said about the Aleppo style is that a lot of it is riffs. A lot of it is just, you know, spontaneous. That once you get the patterns down, you run with them. So of course, the patterns that you come from are going to come through.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the improvisational nature of it, right? Yeah. Man, I was gonna say something else about. Oh yeah. I think that, you know, we're just kind of like, never mind.
So tell us, Mickey, about some of the people that were involved in it. Just I know there's a Yasmin Rukia.
Yeah, Yasmin's the poet.
She's the poet.
She gave us poetry, and she recited some poetry for one of the tunes.
Okay.
And we had Sama.
Yeah, and Sama.
Yeah, and we had a couple of DJs, as a matter of fact.
And Sama's the singer, right?
Sama's the singer with this gorgeous. I mean, she's got to be classically trained, and by classically,
she is
classically Arabic trained.
Yeah, we also, like, the way that I met her was that she was kind of like studying also under one of the same dudes as me. So like you know, but her voice though is, it's like something else.
And she's where is she at?
She's in UAE. Yeah, she's like in UAE right now.
Oh, okay. And
So
then
for people who do not know, and so I'm sure there are some listeners who do not know this. When you say classical in the world sense, okay, we've got to get beyond just the Western notion of classical being Beethoven. There's classical Chinese, there's classical raga coming out of India, there's classical Arabic music or Muslim, or whatever you want to call it, coming from different, not just one place, but several places in the Middle East, South Asia, West Asia. So keep that in mind, that did not mean that she was trained at a conservatory that was having her sing arias.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Basically, it's like the same music that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I mean, I really wanted to have her on the show because I wanted because I knew that yeah, but that's okay. I know it's
I mean, the time difference, it's like, you know, it's
yeah.
a huge time difference. It's like inverted time, basically. Yeah,
No,
you know,
we,
like
we'll have to get up really, really early, Mickey, or we're gonna have to be really, really late.
yeah, I know how it goes for that though. Like, cause now I'm like on the opposite end of it, because like my radio show is like at 11 a.m. I have a radio show on a Turkish radio station, and it's like, for me, it's like 11 a.m., but there it's like 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. So.
And then okay, so what about Nabid?
Yeah, Navid.
Navid, he is a rapper.
Okay. Yeah.
His parents are from Persia. Persians.
I think we did the interview. He was on the interview as well, if I remember correctly, right? I think so, yeah.
He is amazingly spiritual. He is amazingly conscious in terms of like social justice, as we all are. So that's one thing that we all had in common.
Yeah, for sure.
And he did some rap for us that got put into some music as well.
Yeah, and then there's Russell
Dement Trent. Kanaka Ole, Kanaka Maule, excuse me. Kanaka Ole is the last name. Kanaka Maule, which means a person of Hawaiian descent. And Chris Chartier, who I know, who's a DJ who, like me, is a Marine.
Yeah, okay. And then I know Pat Park.
Pat Park, who plays the violin, who played violin for one of the songs.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know he plays the violin. I know he's a DJ.
He's an amazing man.
Yeah, I know. He's not in Hawaii anymore, right? He moved away, I think.
I'm not sure what's happening.
Okay.
Who was that?
Patrick Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays the violin in a track, I think, done by Meta, the DJ collective called Meta.
Yeah. So what was, because I know that Mickey, you were at one point telling me about like dancing and how, I mean, I think, you know, obviously dance and music are intimately connected since forever, but like you were talking once about how like dance music was connected into, you know, these same concepts and stuff for you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
When I get on the dance floor, sometimes I will recite surahs from the Quran, particularly Nur and ala Nur. I love saying that when I'm dancing, which means light upon light. That actually gets me emotional to even think about it. Just that concept of that I got from the Sufis, that you do not simply pray, you move when you pray, and you move with others when you pray. But I get embarrassed because I don't want to see people watch me mumbling, so I do it like that. I'll cover my mouth so they cannot see that I'm reciting something.
Oh, so that's why I see you doing that when you're dancing.
Yep.
And then, you know, Yves Klein, there's another guy.
Yves Klein, he's with Meta. He's the one that Pat brought in for me, by the way.
Yeah, so I just don't want to forget anybody else. Anybody else to do a shout out to?
Any of them.
What about to the university, the ladies over there in the English department?
Yeah, definitely the secretaries over at the English department, especially Joan, who is like just such an amazing person. She helped make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, this is I'm so happy to be a part of this, and you know, Mickey, like I said, and Marwan. So how do we find the music that you guys where is it? Is it on Bandcamp?
Yeah, we have a Bandcamp for this project where I think all the tracks should be up there. You know, there was a few more that I wanted to do, but I kind of, in the end, it kind of didn't work out, but it's all right.
If you add more, please do let me know because I want to hear them.
For sure. So yeah, we have a Bandcamp. It's called Cassettes. Well, you should send a link of in the description. That means like a glass. It's like glasses, drinks, because it's
So
like the
how many tracks?
intoxication.
How many tracks are in this for this project?
I don't know how many is it, Mickey. It's
We
like
had six.
Six?
six.
Okay.
Or six.
And I'll put a link in the bottom of the description so if people want to hear it. It is beautiful, yeah. And I'll definitely play it on the show as well. And yeah, we'll the theme will be around the you know the musical theme will be around this kind of like this project or this theme.
Awesome.
So you have anything going on, like any future projects, Marwan?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm just doing. I've been doing for like since COVID at I've been doing like a weekly radio show from based on Root Radio in Turkey. So it's like just been doing like kind of live looping stuff and trying to develop that stuff in its own right, where it's like I'm playing a bunch of different instruments and just doing it like a live improvisation, basically live composition. So
you've been to Hawaii before then, right?
no, I
Oh,
haven't.
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, I missed my one chance.
Hey, there's more chances probably in the future. You don't know, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's okay. I mean, this worked out. I mean, it's actually wonderful. I mean,
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you got so many people involved, and they were all but it was done. It was completed, and I'm glad we got this interview. As I know why I really wanted to do this interview, and because I just wanted to acknowledge it's such a beautiful job that you guys all did, and it's gonna go down in history for sure.
For sure.
A great memory.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
I think so too.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
And then Mickey, anything else you want to add to the? I don't want to miss anybody or anything in here. I don't know if there's anything else.
If we miss anybody, please forgive me.
Yeah.
And of course, Micah, who's
Micah, of course, yeah.
He's a wonderful guy, and I know you guys are, great. You have a great partnership with your music, and again, it's on Bandcamp. Is it City of DJinn? Can they find it that way?
Yeah, they can. It's on our label. We have our album up there on. It's like Salmon Image, their label. So.
And if people want to, people listening to the podcast may not be able to see this, but it's City of DJinn. So it's DJINN, City of DJinn. That's how you spell it. What does that mean, by the way?
Well, jinn are like these the elemental creatures, just something, I think we just kind of wanted to touch upon like being able to like in like modern life we don't have time for like fairy tales, so it's like we're just using it to like tell the new fairy tales, right? If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
So
it's like the world of the
I would
unseen.
like you to speak on something, Marwan, about the people that reacted negatively towards your music because they thought that you were taking them to mosque.
Yeah, that was on a radio show, and it's weird. It's like on the Turkish radio station, because it's like inverted. Everything is inverted. Like they kind of like they were like metalheads that were like getting mad. It was funny. They were like they were just like, oh, I've tuned in to like listen to experimental, and we were getting taken to the mosque instead.
Well, because your music obviously has a spiritual element to it.
Yeah. But it's weird that it's just that it, like in a lot of ways, like when people would hear our stuff here, I think that like they would hear the, metal or punk side of it to some degree. And like there we were hearing the inverted.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you guys again. And, hopefully we'll meet up in the future.
Awesome. For sure.
If you ever come to Hawaii, or I don't know, maybe Mickey is going to go on and he's going to think of other projects, and I'm looking forward to hearing about them.
For sure.
One thing I would like to put a bug in your ear about, Marwan, Cyrus and I are working on something.
Oh, really?
No, so love to have your input on that. And I'll just leave it at that.
For sure. Okay.
Sounds
good.
Radio show, Nocturna.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you both for coming on the show.
Thanks. Get some
Oh.
breakfast.
All right. I'm gonna
Good
stop
idea.
this one moment. One moment. Okay.